My name is Ells. Nice to see you all here. And I'm so happy to get invited to your webinar by Borderless. I'm a huge fan of Borderless, to be honest. Uh, I hope you hear me well, honestly, because I'm on a new notebook, new laptop, and I have no idea how the connection is. Um, Thanks again for inviting me to join. I got into Bates College from Russia. I'm going to start my educational path this fall as a part of a class of 2028. I also have two gap years, so my story is kind of unique because two gap years, and I'm still 18 years old. Yeah, let me show you how did it happen. Um, I'm originally from Russia, living in Moscow. I went to like regular public school with no AP classes or AB programs, IB programs, sorry. Um, when the pandemic of COVID-19 has started, my family decided that it could be a nice idea to switch to external education, which means that I already graduated from high school, like 2 years earlier than my peers did. So I finished my eighth and ninth grades in 1 year, and 10th and 11th. 11th is the final year in Russia, in Russian schools in the second year. So probably 4 years, 4 grades in 2 years, like that. um, as I mentioned before, I have two gap years and three attempts or applying to the US colleges. And was my first year, my first application year. So my internet connection is not stable, as I see. Um, my first application cycle happened with me when I was in 11th grade. My gap years, not gap years, yeah. When I was in 11th grade, I was 16 years old, but mostly of the application process, I was even 15, yeah. Um, Lara, may I ask you to switch the slide, please? Yeah, thank you. Um, I applied in 11th grade. I have absolutely no community. I just applied to several countries in Europe because I planned to go to like college after ninth grade. I get no financial aid, and I decided to continue my education in high school in 11th grade. I decided to apply to the US colleges. So basically, I know how I knew how to apply, but I didn't knew how to apply. You know what I mean? Um, we all have lots of activities. We all have absolutely amazing profiles. When we just taught social about application process in the U.S. colleges, but probably most of us at this point don't have a lot of experience, don't have a lot of understanding what to write in their application. And how to write it on their application. So there was also my situation. Like my coming up essay was 1,200 words long, when the maximum was like 600 words. I applied through college application. It existed yet those times. The next application cycle, it's got restructured to the Square application program, like the analog of common application. So they said you have to write no more than 600 words, but if you write more, we're not gonna limit you on it. So yeah, I would not say that I have bad application. It's just uh the application that wasn't enough to get a full rate, I guess. It wasn't structured enough. Um, at the end of a cycle, yeah, it has advantages. It had advantages. A lot of I got into 7 universities. Uh, the most percent of covership by financial aid was something about 18%. It was La Salle University, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they left me to pay like $15,000. There was too much for me, of course, as for most of us. Uh, so I decided to take a gap year because I'm a girl. I don't have army in Russia, so I have time. And I have privilege as age is a privilege. Like applying as a 16 years old, usually shock several admission officers. Like uh, some admission officers from, I guess, Loyola University of Chicago, if I remember correctly, even contacted my counselor asking, "Are you sure she's applying to universities? She's like too young. She's 15 or 16. Is it a mistake? You sure?" Uh, so yeah, I graduated from 11th grade. I got this amazing result on slide. Uh, not enough financial aid, unfortunately, and I went on my first gap year. Um, I certainly can say that the summer between this application cycle for class of 2026 and application cycle for class of 2027, I'm so sorry, was one of the best summers in my life because I met a lot of people. I dive into application community. Like I have, um, oh, I started my channel first of all, and all those people I met at that time 2 years ago almost, yeah. Uh, some of them are with me together, even right now. So some of them are already in the United States. I can't, we're in touch with them. I'm sorry for my bad English. Sometimes I'm just a little nervous. So yeah. So this summer, that summer is amazing, especially because of community, because of understanding the goals. Like I realized all of my mistakes, most of my mistakes I made in my first application cycle. Um, Met a lot of people, started my new channel, did a huge research on the US colleges. Like on that time, coming up had like a little bit less than 1,000 universities. I searched through all of them. Absolutely every single university. I opened the site. I read about the programs. I read about financial aid. I read about location. Absolutely everything. It took like a little bit less than 3 months, like something about two, I guess. Yeah. Um, that was extremely amazing experience, but it was terrifying looking at this point. Like you, um, being on my point right now, I understand that we didn't do this right now because I just don't have enough time for this, and enough um willing to search that much. Of course, I don't have it because I already did it, but that's insane, absolutely. And getting it uh, as a part of my application really helped because when you search through more than 1,000 universities, almost 1,000 universities, you understand the pattern, you understand the pattern of application, you understand how to uh, read the application side because um, some universities has a 100% need met policy, and like most of application applying to the new, sorry, United States, uh, thinks, um, think that 100 need policy mostly equals to that the university can give you a full ride, but unfortunately it is not. And searching through those portals, through those site websites, teach me absolutely. I'm not say everything, but most of I know right now about application because uh there is a details, little details that teach you that this university cannot give you a full ride or this can. Um, so yeah, this summer was absolutely amazing, absolutely fulfilled, sorry. And after the summer, the first gap year applications cycle came up, my second application cycle, and the first gap year and the second application cycle. Yeah. Uh, I did my research. I had a better application than the first year. But as I see it, as I see it right now, it wasn't strong enough yet. Like uh, I found out some mistakes. I remade it. I made a better application essay, personal application essay, personal statement application essay. I'm so sorry. Uh, I did a lot, but it still wasn't enough as I see right now. Like I get nominated at full ride scholarship at Leiden University. Actually, the only university that admitted me last cycle. I got several wait lists, but they didn't work out for me for some reasons. Um, of course, like burnout. When you apply the second time you expect you will get mistakes. You made your best, you tried your best, but in the end, you're sorry, that's my dog here. Uh, uh, but in the end, you're ending up with absolutely nothing. I know the person actually who got a full ride scholarship at Lean. Lean gives one full ride scholarship to international students per year, and I know the person from who got it. It was a guy from Uzbekistan, a friend of my close friend. Uh, and I was yeah, I got burned out, I guess, because again, you had uh, the second try and you have done absolutely everything you only could think you could done. You applied to more than 70 universities in 2 years, and you just did nothing. Of course, seen from this point, you have an experience, you have an amazing experience, you have community, you have your research done, but of we're all here for our reliable financial aid for this, full financial aid at a specific university. And if you don't get it, if you don't receive it, it seems like you didn't get nothing. So as my age was 17, um, and I haven't passed mm, new national examinations to apply to national Russian universities. I decided to apply for the last time, the third one. Um, at that time, I decided to get registered for national examination to um, like backup plan. Like if you didn't get into United States universities or into Canadian or into European, you can at least pass your national exams and get in a nice, great, amazing universities in Russia. I didn't want to get into Russian universities for some reasons, but it was like the last option, the last backup plan I get. Um, I'm not proud of it. I do not recommend to do anyone what I'm gonna say about it. But it is my case and it's worked out probably because of two gap years. I built my application to the third cycle in less than 2 weeks. Uh, I really do not recommend to anyone to risk like this because I had my personal problems. I didn't have enough of power and strength and ideas to get my new application done. Lara actually helped me a lot with it. She was my supporter, mental health supporter, I guess. She was the first people, the first person who came up to me and say, "Okay, Elena, you have a deadline to send me your draft of your application, to draft of your activities. We're gonna work hard this. We're gonna work on this. You're gonna get into US college." I'm so thankful her for this. It probably yes, everyone needs Lara in their life. Um, Larry is an amazing person. So proud of her and so thankful to her. Uh, yeah, so I get my application done in 2 weeks. I need to notice that I didn't re how to say this? Let me a second. I used my old school transcripts because I like already graduated, so there's probably no need to rechecked redone the transcript there is already done, and I left almost all of my letter of recommendations from my school teachers and school counselor like as they work because they are amazing. This letter was absolutely amazing and they were so personalized and I really love and adore them. So I thought there was absolutely no reason to change them. So uh that definitely saved me a little time, something about a month because I know how long it takes to get new letter of recommendations. Uh I got my first letter of recommendation in like I was waiting for it in like 2 months because every teacher was busy. They had their education process, the school, and like they didn't have time for a girl who already graduated and need her letter of recommendation to a foreign country that they have no idea even how to write it. So it saved me a little bit of time. Again, I do not recommend to do this to anyone because that was risky, and I was ready to apply to any other colleges outside of the US, and I was ready they wouldn't get in. I lost my hope almost immediately. Um, I would say that I write my personal statement essay in less than 24 hours. It was traumatizing. It was really traumatizing. I read it through um, all night. I disturbed Lara with it. Like, Lara, could you check my essay? Please, I need your help. I have an upcoming deadline. Um, and I have no understanding of what is it great or is it not. Just Lara was my only hope for this time, not only because she's a great person and a great specialist in applications, but because she's my friend and the friendship means a lot in this episode of your life. So yeah, I got absolutely no application. I didn't take any of activities from my last two applications. Um, just checked for something completely new and unused. I learned about demonstrated interest because um, I decided to apply to Tufts University for the first early decision. I just understand that it's not my college, but from it I learned about demonstrated interest that really helped me with Bates College because on their common data set file, Bates College mentioned that demonstrated interest is really important for them, which means that if you just apply to college without any interest, without attending their sessions, without like communicating with them, uh, you probably would fail. Um, I would say the only way I demonstrated interest debates was my early decision and 2 sessions, info sessions. That's all, but I guess that was enough. Um, and my third application cycle ended up on December 16th, 2023. I received my congratulations, absolutely unexpected. I opened my application portal after seeing an email like there is an update on your application. Please visit your application portal. I logged in, waiting for another. Sorry, we cannot admit you because of that and that. Um, we would like to offer, like, you can apply as a transfer student if you want to next cycle. We wish you will have, and we know you will have success in another college. I waited from things like this, like absolutely satisfied email, but I open it and just like, congratulations, Helena, you're in. Of course, I loved Bates in that time, but I didn't think I could get in. Like it was just a try, like, okay, I'll try, but probably won't work out. Wait, it did. It did work out. Uh, it did work out in the way I didn't even waited for it. You didn't even think about it. Um, and my application was focused on social change, social activism, and uh, just a little bit um interesting fact that Bates College offers personalized letters of acceptance letter. Sorry, like I don't know if they wrote the new one for every admitted student, for every new admitted student, but I know that they just don't have just one standardized letter of acceptance letter. Like in mine, I had uh noticed a notion, yeah, a note, sorry, that they like my altruism. Altruism. I'm so sorry. I'm out. My altruism, my social community engagement. They liked that I have so much activism in my application. And I know that some other guy got a acceptance letter was where Bates told that she is an amazing international student, that she will bring an amazing community experience to their campus. Um, so probably the main point that unites all Bates students is just uh, community engagement, social engagement, altruism, uh, willing to change the world, I guess. Yeah. It sounds kind of bad, like every college has it, but I would say that every college has it in a different ways. Like some colleges wants to admit leaders, some colleges want to admit future CEO of world leading companies. Some colleges like Bates wants to admit people who probably will become a CEO of huge companies and leaders, but at the same time, they're just nice people who loves to volunteer and who loves to change the local community, I would say. So that's what defines Back Bates social engagement, social activism from any other colleges, I guess. And I get full financial aid, by the way. That's my huge advantage, and that's my accomplishment that I'm really proud of. Yeah. Um, Bates paid for me for like something about $99,000 per year for my education here. I pay like absolutely nothing, and they pay absolutely anything for me except like travel expenses and visa expenses. But they paid my service fee. That's absolutely amazing. I really love it. It's, they sent me $350. Um, Bates also a little Ivy colleges, one of little Ivy colleges, which means like it has an Ivy League level of education. We even have some professors from Ivy League. I guess we have one from Harvard and two or three from University of Pennsylvania. If I'm not wrong. Yeah. Well, we just little smaller. We have a smaller student body. We have smaller classes, and we have like little Irish liberal arts colleges usually don't have more than 2,000 students on their campus, except Tufts. Tufts have more than 11,000. That's insane. Um, and yeah, of course, getting my full financial aid and getting a acceptance letter from a absolutely amazing university, affected me a lot. I finally get out of my burning out situation. I was I would not say that I have a depression because I didn't like go to a doctor to check it, but it was a really traumatized period of my life before applying to the third cycle, and applying to the third cycle because sitting the day before base college get out, base college decision get out, and get released. I was thinking about like, dude, I have 2 weeks left to write more than 16 essays to like more than 16, so yeah, more than 16 colleges, and I have no idea what to write about. Some of them have even like 5 essays, and they ask for why us, why this program, why this major, and you're sitting without any understanding of life, what you're gonna do with your life, applying to absolutely every university that can offer you enough financial aid, because you completely out of understanding what's going on because you're tired of this process. You're tired. That's your third application cycle. You're applying like 3 years in a row. Most of your friends got into universities. Someone from the first attempt, someone from the second, but you still didn't get in. Uh, like I got only from the first cycle, not from the first one or from the second one. I would say that um, applied as an external student and finishing high school as an external student. Um, and of course, it affected me, but I wasn't really ready for colleges. Um, being the 16 years old applying to colleges, um, I would not say that it's normal, and I would not say that um, some people in their late 20s are not understand what they want from the life and like what they want from a 16 years old girl. So I wasn't ready to go into university. So probably that because of that, my application wasn't great enough because when you don't have certain understanding of life, certain understanding of application process and of your goals, you probably won't get in because you don't have a plan, you don't have a 0.A to point B, I guess. So right now is absolutely perfect time to get into college, and I'm really thankful that for this. Um, and I'm really thankful to Lyra for her help, and I'm really thankful for all the people around me who told me about application process, who let me learn for their mistakes. Uh, and for I'm even thankful for my mistakes because I learned my lesson. I did my best, and it worked out. Um, And finally, here we go. I recently get my visa and I will fly to the United States in like less than 2 months. Oh, that's exactly 3 months left. Like I'm gonna leave Russia on August 25, I guess, and that's May 25, so it's exactly 3 months. Uh, and yeah, I'm really happy about this. Um, getting to some advices that I would give to anyone who's planning to apply or who's already applying or who just planning to apply in some time. Um, don't try to apply to many universities. Of course, shotgunning process is like it's the process when you apply to a lot of universities. It may work out. I know several persons for whom it may work out. They got into um, several amazing liberal arts colleges and even Ivy League universities. but it's not for everyone. You need to understand that if it works for them, there is no guarantee it will work for you. Like for my first application cycle, I applied to 38 universities. 38. Uh, and yeah, I got seven acceptance letter. I got three or four waiting lists, but they were absolutely useless. Of course, you get an acceptance, you're excited, but you can feel it for, if I can say like this, because they cannot give you sufficient aid, and you just that's the waste of time probably. 'Cause you're happy, but that's nothing more, nothing behind it, nothing after this. The second application cycle, I applied to 25 universities. I just decided that probably the Ivy League is not for me. I'll choose Little Ivy because Little Ivies are smaller, cheaper sometimes, and they're more personalized, I guess. Because when you have a class of like more than 50 people in a row, like you have, for example, like, I don't know, a history class, and there is more than 50 people around you. Uh, Probably a professor cannot concentrate on each uh, one exactly. They just given the lecture, nothing more, probably. So it's not personalized. And a plan to real life is solves the problem. It's solving this problem completely. So I focus mostly on liberal arts colleges, um, but it was still pretty random because, okay, you did research, you know what kind of colleges can give you a full ride, what kind of colleges cannot, but still absolutely random because you have absolutely nothing about your fit with the university. Like, what do you want from university? What can you give to university? What can university give to you? You just apply because it has a great program and a huge financial aid. That's all. Uh, in the third application cycle, I was finally become a person who doesn't like every university who gives a full ride. Uh, I become a person who just like, oh, this university in Agaea is in Agaea. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't apply to it because I don't like the state. Oh, this university is in New York. I don't like the city exactly in the New York state, so I wouldn't apply here. Like, you finally understand what you want from your university, uh, and after that, you understand what you can give to you, what you can give to sorry, what you can give to your university because after knowing what university can give to you, you understand why it is perfect for you, and you understand like if I know this program has this college has an amazing program for me, I understand how I will work for it. I understand what kind of classes I would take, and of course, how would I impact the college community, the college education system, the college traditions for some reasons, college clubs. Like you find your fit, you find your best choice, like to 18 or 40 or like more than 20 universities. Because something changes in this situation. Yeah. Um, Randomizing applying to university is the worst part of it. Again, it works for someone, but probably it won't work for you because it works for in one it works out for one person out of 100, and the last and the every 99 students from this pool getting rejected or didn't get enough financial aid. And there is the point. Talking about how you can impact the universities and how to demonstrate it to university, I would say that um, demonstrated interest is the best way to start your connection with universities. And for example, Bates didn't have any supplemental essays. Like he had only personal statement, and that's all. Like You have no supplementals. You have no uh hi Lisa. You have no interview available for you. You have um no absolutely no way to connect with the university except like several moments like your personal essay, your application, and maybe emails that are not considering as a personal demonstrated interest in Bates. Exactly. Uh, so demonstrated interest is sometimes the only way to show how you can impact on your university, future university. It's sometimes can be worked out through emailing, uh, asking questions on information section or sessions, sorry. And probably that's also the way to show how you will impact the university. That's also the way to show you're interested. That's obviously absolutely. Um, and if you look to common data set to each university, you can find out that some universities the, has demonstrated interest is a really important factor applying to them. Most universities has it as non-considered or not important, but several as base, or for example, as the Savannah University of the South, or as Tufts University again, uh, they do look at the demonstrated interest, and that's important to show them that you know a lot about university. You are interested in this university, and you uh, try to communicate with the university community. So again, that's not only the way to either show them that you're interested or show that you're worth something, for example. That's the way to demonstrate both things. That's absolutely amazing way to show yourself and ask questions. Do your application a little bit better because if you attend information sessions and being active on them before applying to the college, you can learn about specific questions, specific points on application. For example, when I applied last year to Occidental College, um, they told me about specific things in their film program. I decided to take a film program as a minor. Um, they told me that they have this, and that, and I included it to my personal statement, not personal statement, to my essay, and I know that there is absolutely no information about those points on their website, and the only way to know it is through asking questions on information series and asking questions on emailing on emails to admission officers. So do your best, be as much active as you can, be as annoying as you can. No, in a bad way, of course, but if you ask dozens of uncommon questions, if you're asking about specific programs, if you contacting with current students, if you uh, working at the same time on your application and fixing the um, sides of it that can be improved, then probably it will work out for you. Demonstrated interest is, of course, it's not the key for everything, but it can be the final factor. Like I know several cases where uh, admission officers told us, we had last year almost several absolutely similar admission profiles, but one of them contacted us, one of them had a meeting with us, had an interview with us, asked some specific question, and other was just an application. Like I didn't know this person personally, and of course they prefer to accept a person that they already know, because you can write absolutely everything in your application. You can sometimes even lie. Don't do this, but you can. But some people do. You can write absolutely everything, but you cannot mm, hide some red flags or green flags for from admissions officers when you talk to them, when you're asking them questions, because they're professionals. They're, of course, they see everything, and you don't just don't have time to uh, wholly to understand the whole um situation you got in. Like if you ask a question that is on their website, like, do you have sufficient financial aid? That's not what will surprise an admission officer, and probably he'll think, what a stupid applicant. Why is he asking these things? Like, he can search through our website. It's like on the main screen, do we have sufficient aid or not? Why don't do this? Why didn't you do this? Why don't you pay enough attention to us? Or probably you won't. Probably we're not your first choice, so who does that another person? Um, and that's the key of demonstration interest. Of course, it cannot solve everything, but it can be a final factor, and it usually is a final factor. I had a lot of questions up to my acceptance to Bates. Why Bates? Like, why did you choose Bates? Why did you apply to Bates? Uh, and the most, I would say, the most common and uncommon at the same time point is that I look at Bates and I see myself. It's like a mirror when you understand that your application has a lot of community engagement. Like almost more than 60% of my activities were about volunteering or about social engagement, like helping someone who cannot help themselves. Um, and then I see that Bates actually if is top five in a country in social community. With little out there, little tiny loose and near them, and they likes to help this town to grow, to improve itself. Um, Also, Bates is kind of famous for its politics programs and for sociology programs. And if you search like uh, famous Bates College alumni, you will see that most of them got ended up as politicians, politicals, as film directors, as sociologists, as writers, and TV show, someone in TV shows and television. So again, I saw myself. I saw um, that was exactly the first time when you see uh, that the colleges look like you, absolutely, absolutely similar. They have the same values. They have uh, amazing program that you're interested in. Fun fact, absolutely, almost every international student in Bates takes politics program as a minor or as a second major. Like 99%. I don't know any single internationals who did not take it as a single major or as a minor. It's because absolutely this program is absolutely amazing and I really adore it. So again, how did I learn the bass is amazing fit for me? Of course, we cannot know it perfectly until we got accepted, because even if we think that university is a perfect fit for us, sometimes it would just won't work out for some reasons. Maybe because of the wrong application admission officer, maybe because of your application, maybe because you just choose the wrong university. So how did I learn it? Through demonstrated interest, through demonstrative interest, attended sessions, search through the website, contact several alumni and current students. Lara also helped me with this a lot. Live promotion of Lara. Um, and yeah, I guess that's ended up perfectly for me. And as far as I know, Bates College this year mhm, has an amazing news or just interesting news. The acceptance rate is lower than 8% for a class of 2028. So I don't know why it decreased that much, like from 13% last year to 8% this year, but probably because college is great and they just have a lot of opportunities to explore and to use while being on campus. Also, Bates Colleges has a short-term program, which is absolutely amazing, which means that you ended your academic year in late April and you have an opportunity to join a class out abroad or in main state in a month. Lands like you're gonna end it in late May. Yeah. This year, Bates Colleges has a short term in India, in New Zealand, and in Nepal. Nepal, yeah, and in Maine State. And if you're on a full financial aid, they can sponsor it. So you don't have to pay a lot of money. They even can sponsor your visa and your flights. As international students from third world country, it's an amazing and interesting and important factor for me. So yeah, free trips. Like you can visit Europe and live there for a month every year for free because your college just can't do this. And we have an exchange program, an exchange year program with Oxford and with the Cambridge universities. It's not free, but they have a huge discount for their student. So yeah, apply to Bates. They really love their community. And of course, Bates has one of the best and one of the most welcome admission officers and officers who works in educational and global center of education, like who's helping international students with their visa, with their trips. Like my counselor at Bates helped me with my visa and just helped me to decide where to apply for my visa and asked me if it was successful. And she said that she printed my photo with my visa. Then I sent it to her and said, "That's my best photo. That's my perfect." And my how to say this in English? I absolutely forgot. That's the best photo in my history in my life. How she said it. I mean, it was my visa. Yeah, Bates is awesome. Absolutely. Um, so yeah, I think that's that's all of my story. Are there any summer programs at Bates of Bates? Um, I think there probably are something like pre-colleges programs at Bates. I don't know, is there any actually? Uh, Probably, yeah, probably there are. I guess there are. I don't know, honestly, because you can just print in web search like pre-college, basic college, pre-college, or summer programs. It's probably not free for internationals because you have to fly to it. And I'm not sure if there are any online programs. We definitely should try to search for it.
Yeah, I said sorry. Oh my God, I was silent for too long. First of all, yeah, thank you so much for your amazing talk. I loved how it was structured. Usually people are like, these are my stats and these are my ECs and these are like my honors, but you kind of went through your whole life journey, which I thought was very personal. So thank you so much for sharing. And I think a lot of people would find themselves in your journey because yeah, if you're struggling low income international student, then it's never easy. But you are an example that with long enough persistence and of course with kind of smart decisions and evaluations of your activities and other things, you can make it happen. So it was amazing. The question I have is kind of related to your major. I think you haven't touched on it yet, but I feel like it's such a big concern for young people these days when they have no idea what they want to do. And that also causes them to be very confused about kind of shaping their application. Um, Sorry, it just told me that I'm speaking in Russian. Like Zoom was like, "Are you talking in Russian?" And I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, they asked me too
That's
about this.
weird. But yeah, so kind of how did you approach choosing your major, and did you have to shape your application around the major, or were you kind of had a different theme that doesn't really have to do much as your major?
My major, first of all, is going to be sociology. But Bates is a liberal arts college, which means that till I have time to rethink and research for my major till the end of the second year. Sorry, I don't remember like freshman or some senior year, I guess. I don't remember for the second year application, let's say like this. Um, I would say that I would probably change it because I don't have a lot of experience in this field, and this is the um field there is really interesting for me, but I'm not sure if I will work in it. So probably yeah, I will change it. About crafting my application to about for my major, yes, I did it. Uh, literally, in my application sections, I wrote like Moscow Association of Social Change just to show the look, I have social change activities. Take a look at it. Probably it helped. I think it helped because um sometimes when we try to politely say that we did something, it's not that commonly seen as if we would say like, look, this is activity for social change, social association of social change. So probably sometimes it's really easier and maybe even better to say rightly like the concrete. I don't know how to say it in English. Sorry, like uh you don't have to hide what are your activities about. You have to say it uh, in a face of an application officer, I guess, admission officer. Of course, I crafted my application to my major, uh, and I also decided to search for colleges that have the sociology or religion major because both of them fitted great enough to my application. Uh, and if take a look at those universities had a film major because that's still an option for me. I had several film activities and I'm a winner of several photography yeah, and festivals. Uh, so yeah, I don't think that thinking about what I'm going to study and applying to the liberal arts colleges is a great idea. Like you always can change your major while studying. That's not absolutely problem. You can like just come to your registrar officer and say, okay, I'm gonna leave the sociology major and switch to chemical engineering, for example, and nothing gonna ask you questions because that's okay. Your major is undeclared until the end of your second year or until you declare your major. And even after this, you can change your major. Like you declared something and you can uh more problematic, but still can't change your major. So I don't think much about what you're gonna study in university if you're not sure correctly, like 100% in. Uh, just search for universities that had several programs that you are interested in. Like in my case, it's sociology, religion, maybe anthropology, Chico. uh, anthropology and film major. Uh, and Base has all of them amazing programs. Also, I thought about taking a computer science minor and Base don't have actually a computer science program at all, but we have a lot of computer courses, which includes even videography courses, uh, Photoshop courses, computer building a computer system courses. Like we have a lot of this, and we have an engineering program that can be defined by considerations to computer engineering, biological engineering, and all these things. So don't think that hard about your major if you're not sure who you're going to be in the future. Just search for universities that has several interesting programs for you and apply to this. You're going to figure it out later. Just first of all, get accepted.
Yeah, I love that advice. I would just add, if you want to do a tech major, sound computer engineering, So I went to also liberal arts college in Abu Dhabi, where they were like, oh yeah, you can declare your major by the end of second year. But what they didn't tell us, if you decide to do mechanical engineering, which is what I did, unless you take the very first course in the freshman fall, you will not be able to graduate because there were so many courses, and it works in a way where one course is a prerequisite for another course. So you have to take them in certain order. And it was like literally, if you decide to be an engineer on second year, like you have to extend your undergraduate degree just because it's so packed. So I would say if you want to do engineering, maybe kind of like start early. But I guess if you do like more of a humanity subject, perhaps you have a little bit of a room. But yeah, it was interesting to hear how
Yeah,
you were more flexible with it.
yeah. In base college, we have the same thing about engineering. Like we have even look at we have even pre first year seminars for engineering students, and we have seminars for STEM OPT students starting fall of the first year. Like if you're a STEM student, you probably have to start your education in STEM field in the first year as a first year student, because later you start your education in STEM field, it will harder for you than how it will for you to switch from any humanities major to STEM OPT, STEM major. Yeah.
Was really interesting, and I just wanted to add that other liberal colleges have this red requirement, like if you're not taking an engineering course as a first semester student or your first year, you're not going to graduate. A lot of colleges have it. I was so surprised. Some of my friends studies at Swarthmore. It's a liberal arts college in Pennsylvania, and she told me that if your friend won't take don't take this course during his first semester, he won't be able to do an engineering major in the future. That's so shocking. So I think that engineering major is where liberal arts kinda dies a little bit. No freedom of choice. So sorry for yapping, but I also wanted to ask you, do you have any advice on how to write a personal statement? How to write a good essay? Could you tell us?
Of course, I wouldn't say that I'm a uh like an expert in this field, because personal application is personal. Writing your personal statement is an absolutely personal thing. But I would say try to tell about yourself as much as you can. Don't tell about any family traditions unless until they're like build your personality. Try to tell about maybe about your one of your activities. Like I told him up in my personal statement about one of my activities, because I found it out that Common App application has only 150 symbols to write a description for your application for your activity. And in my case, it wasn't even closely enough. Like I wrote a whole personal statement about it. Tell about the thing that is important for you, that matters for you. Tell about your life. Tell about specific things. Uh, Choose interesting structures. Choose to talk about your hobbies or about your uh, unexpected moments in your life. Don't talk about winning your first school football championship. That's not a good option. Just try to decide to be as more personal as you can be and to be as unique as you can be. It's an important factor to consider as an international student applying to the US colleges, because um, if your essay is great, but it's gonna come in like admission officer have seen like more than a dozen essay like this, you won't get admitted, because each story has to be unique, because Lots of international students, most of international students asked for sufficient financial aid. If not a full ride, then like they want to pay less than $10,000. And that's still a huge amount of aid to be given by university. So try to be as more specific as you only can. Try to be as more unique as you only can, and to be as much personal as you only can. Let admission officer to know you through your personal statement. That's the only. Sometimes it's the only easy. You have to to meet admission officer with your personality, and you have no other chances, either that way or non-way.